Hi, I'm here today to talk about freedom of speech being taken away from people. And of course, we all know about Jimmy Kimmel, and his show is now back, which is great. But yeah, a few days ago, his show was taken away from him. And, over comments of Charlie Kirk, you know. And what Kimmel said was not even that bad. I'm not going to get into the speech, but what he said was not that bad. But anyway, Fox News and, a lot of those people they weren't happy with all that stuff, and they just wanted it all gone. Trump despises Kimmel and Kimmel despises Trump, you know. Anyway, Trump wanted Kimmel gone, just like he wants Jimmy Fallon gone and Seth Meyers gone. But anyway, yeah, he wanted them gone. He wanted Kimmel gone. And so Kimmel went away for a few days, and now he's back, and he came back with a great speech. Now, I've been talking for years about freedom of speech being taken away from people. For example, myself, right, on YouTube, I've been on YouTube since the late 2000s. 2008 was when I first went on YouTube. And back then, you could say what you want. You could say anything you want. There was no limits. You could say anything you want. Back then, you could add people as friends. You could, subscribe to people. They'll subscribe to you. I mean, I actually have old folders of my old stuff. I might even show it. But, back in the late 2000s, you could actually, talk to people back then on YouTube, like, a social media thing, You could, communicate with people, you sub them and they sub you. You know what I mean? All right, I'll show it to you. Yeah, this is before I ever had a laptop. This is before the internet was massive. I kept a load of old sheets, here. And so basically, I'm not going to show you them all, obviously. I'm not going to show you them all. Show you some of them. See, look, it even goes back here as saying, YouTube 2008. I know it's backward right now, but that says August 2008. So, like, yeah, I mean, like old channel, like the way YouTube used to look like, that's me there, and me in the videos, making it videos. And you see right there, your subscriptions are right there. I know it's all backwards and stuff like that. Bulletins. And you had, and it come up as your favorites right there, or right here. And your subscribers, the people who subscribe to you, and your friends. So here it says, right, and this was 25th of August 2008. All right, I had 12 videos. I was 25 at the time. This is nice. I wish I was that age again. But anyway, I had 119 favorite videos, 33 subscribers. I had 82 friends, and I had channel comments of 40, and channel comments underneath. No, I didn't show that part. Hold on. Right there. Yeah. Also, YouTube back then, you also had you also could talk to people personally, like a private messenger, like as you do on Facebook. Yeah. So you had all that. You had the private messenger on Facebook, and you had private messenger, private messenger on YouTube, which doesn't exist anymore. I remember around 2011 or 12 they got rid of that, and I was really angry at that. because YouTube was very, very, very big to me. So yeah, you would subscribe to someone, and then you would say sub for sub. You would sub someone, and someone would sub you back. It's building their profile, it's building your profile, kind of thing. And it would show up on your profile. Yeah. So I would sub someone, and then someone would sub me back, and build it up and build it up, and then someone would put a post like I showed you there on the thing on your wall, basically. Saying thanks for the sub. I mean, which is great because you get a comment, but also they're promoting themselves, so they get a little bit out of that too. So yeah, it was really great days. It was really, really great days. Yeah, so I was I was a lot younger. I was a young guy when I was doing all that YouTube stuff. Very young, and I just had a lot of fun doing it. Like YouTube wasn't very old. It started in 2005, but I didn't hear about it until 2007 or whatever it was, 2008. I mean, Bebo was big around that time. Anyway, YouTube came along. And yeah, I mean, massive, 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 massive thing. And you could say what you want. You could say anything you want. I mean, it was great. I don't want to get too caught up with the early days of YouTube, and I kind of feel like I am right now because I'm talking a bit about it. But at the same time, I just love talking about it. I miss those days. I honestly do. I mean, like I was young, and I mean I'm still young, but I was young. I was a young guy. Like mentally, I was even younger than the age I was in my early 20s, whatever. But like I just. Anyway, it was just great. It was just great to have that social network, chatting to people I would never ever meet, just talking to them, conversating with them, sending messages, private messages, or just messaging each other on videos. You'd comment on their video and they would comment on yours, and then you'd promote them and they would promote you, and you get to see these people. It was all real. It was great. It was the innocent days of YouTube in 2008, 2009 even. Anyway, yeah, by 2011 or 12, YouTube changed and they got rid of all that, private messaging and sub for sub. No, you couldn't see on the fucking thing anymore. There was like, subscriptions and subscribers, like what I showed you there. I know it said look backward, but anyway, subscriptions, subscribers, friends, and the bulletin board. And also, you also had the you had this like medal for basically like number 50 channel most viewed in Ireland. There was also something like that at the time. Most subscribed in Ireland for the week or something like that. So yeah, there was that as well, which I have it there in the pages. Like I said, I didn't want to show you them all. But anyway, that was YouTube back then. That was back then when you could actually fucking talk about all this stuff. But anyway, I want to skip forward. Yeah, freedom of speech was allowed back then. Like YouTube, Facebook, all those things. You could talk. You could say whatever you wanted, anything you wanted. You could say any word you wanted, even if it upset anyone. There was no community guidelines, which I think that's a fucking pile of fucking shit. Fucking assholes who come up with that crap. I do agree though. There should be some guidelines, but they went over the top. For example, around 2020, I was commenting on a video. Like I look at a lot of crime stuff as well, and I was commenting on a video about these people who went to death row for murdering little kids and stuff like that. And I wrote a comment that I've written before on the same kind of comment I've written before about scumbags like that who fucking murder innocent little kids, scumbags like that. I wrote down, I wrote down, I hope those fuckers, they, they get the death penalty, they burn in hell and stuff like that. They, never see the light of day. They get beaten up in prison, all that kind of shit, And before I would definitely get a load of likes and loads of comments. The only people who agree with me now is YouTube if I wrote that. Before in the past, everyone agreed with me. I'm not making it up. Everyone fucking agreed with me. There was no snowflakes back then. If there was, they never had a fucking voice on YouTube, and they still don't fucking deserve a voice on YouTube. Oh, I don't know why it's gotten this way. I mean, you're taking away fucking freedom of speech, you know what I mean? Like I said, when I was writing that comment down that one time, I actually thought that, the uploader removed my comment. I was like, okay, I'll write the same comment again. And then I refreshed the page, and about, at the time, 30 seconds later, it was gone. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? And then around the same time, I was trying to promote a channel of mine, because a few years before that, I was able to promote another channel of mine because I was wanting to upload crime documentaries. Before, I used to, write one comment, copy and paste it and send it to send it to like loads of different channels over YouTube, so many different channels, and, copy and paste it, different channels, blah, blah, blah. And it worked. Me and my friend, we made like a couple of grand actually out of that. But anyway, this time I was like, it wasn't working. Like, when I did it the first time, it was like 2017. And then when I did it the next time, was 2020. So, I was like, I was, copying and pasting the same comment and uploading it to YouTube, to different channels, and they were getting taken down. I was like, what the fuck? But I realized it was YouTube that was taking them down. YouTube, them scumbags, they fucking took it down. So I was like, for fuck's sake. I mean, I was like these cunts now, these fucking cunts, YouTube, the fucking CEO of YouTube is the biggest, dirtiest, filthy fucking goddamn snowflake cunt on the earth. That's how I feel about the fucking people who run YouTube. They're fucking cunts. But I mean, before it was different. Like, I mean, for example, there was one infamous time when which is well known, when YouTube decided to take away the dislike button. And even one of the original guys who created it, Jawed, I think his name is, he was the first person to put a YouTube video up called Me at the Zoo. He's one of the guys who created YouTube. There's 3 of them, and he's one of the guys. And even he was fucking pissed off that they got rid of the dislike button. But he was no longer involved with YouTube because he sold it off to Google. So he had no say in the matter. So, yeah. Yeah, I mean, yeah, you have this return to dislikes anyway on Google. Yeah, so I still have that, but it's still not official, but yeah, but I mean, so we started talking about Jimmy Kimmel, about freedom of speech being taken away. Now, I was looking here about the First Amendment, okay? Now, I was looking here on the internet here. I know it's all fucking backwards and stuff like that, if you can see that. Anyway, it says here, I'm going to read it. Oh, I just knocked over the thing. I was holding up my phone. Okay, hold on. All right. Okay. In the United States, because it wasn't in the United States that Jimmy Kimmel happened. Obviously, I'm in Ireland. But anyway, in the United States, freedom of speech is a First Amendment right that protects your ability to express opinions and ideas without government interference or punishment. encompassing spoken, written, and symbolic speech. Trump, for example, he's government, and he interfered with it, didn't he? Yeah, he did. And there's more here now. Freedom of speech is the right to articulate opinions and ideas without interference, retaliation, or punishment from the government. Basically, what I was saying. Yeah, what else here am I looking at? Freedom of speech and expression grants citizens the right to freely express their thoughts, opinions, and ideas. Grants citizens the right to freely express their thoughts, opinions, and ideas. Freedom of speech. Yeah. So why is my fucking freedom of speech taken away when I want to write a comment on YouTube? Huh? Why is that fucking taken away? I mean, those snowflake lefty cunts fucking take my fucking comments away when I want to write what I want to write. I mean, I've written fucking stuff that in the past that was no fucking problem. I'm not out there to hurt people in my comments. I'm not out there saying nasty, mean, fucking horrible fucking things necessarily. I am saying horrible things about horrible people. Yes, I am. But I'm not out there hurting people that don't deserve it. I'm out there saying mean things to people who fucking do deserve it. But YouTube still fucking take it away. And that's fucking wrong. Do you know what I mean? I mean, like I said before, YouTube before, like in the past, I'd write stuff about fucking people on death row or whatever, and I get loads of comments, loads of likes, and loads of fucking, positive reactions. But now fucking YouTube decide that, like freedom of speech doesn't matter as long as it's positive or as long as it's family friendly is taken away. Snowflake family friendly PC fucking cunts. Basically, that's what that is. I don't know what more to say, but I'm just sick of fucking the way it is. But I mean, the adverts don't get me fucking started on that. I mean, in the past as well, there was no adverts on YouTube. There was none. In the late 2000s, early 2010s, there was none. Around 2011 or 12, from my memory, I think when Vivo came along, if you remember Vivo, they're still around. I think they're still around. They were the first ones to put adverts on their music videos, but no one else did. Now adverts are every fucking where, in every fucking video. It's ridiculous. And now it's like adverts are like, before, like even just a year or two ago, even that long ago, you might see one advert at the start, and you click away after 5 seconds, then you might see one more in the middle and then click away and maybe one more at the end. But now it's like every 2 minutes there's an advert. And sometimes you can't click away for about 30 seconds. So sometimes I have to refresh the page in order to go back to where I was. That's how annoying it is. So instead of fucking just like being able to watch the video like I did before, just have to fucking refresh the page and watch it all over again. Not watch it all over again, but go back to where I left it off. It's fucking annoying. Anyway, that's the whole thing about YouTube, and start talking about Jimmy Kimmel and the whole fucking freedom of speech thing. But I mean, it's my own fucking thoughts of freedom of speech as well. Because it's really pissed me off for a long time how things have changed. Fucking cancel culture, snowflakes, family friendly stuff, all that bullshit. I remember before, years ago, thinking, the internet was the one place you can go and express yourself and say anything you want. Be whoever you want. You could be a different person there, Whereas the TV, you watch TV, there's adverts and stuff like that. But there was no adverts back in the days, like I said, with YouTube and all that, I mean, now the internet is worse than TV with all the fucking all the adverts and stuff like that. I don't know. I could go on and on here, but I don't want to anymore. Well, fair play to you if you've stayed around this long listening to me. There's more I could say on the whole, freedom of speech thing being taken away from people who want to speak. Whether you're a Republican or a Democrat in America, or whatever you are anywhere else, Republican, Democrat, freedom of speech should not be taken away. It shouldn't have been taken away from Jimmy Kimmel. He's like a really far lefty, and I don't like the far lefty people, really, but he should not have his freedom of speech taken away. No one should. You should be allowed to say whatever you want, no matter what your belief is, no matter what your, religion or race or whatever is, you know what I mean? Like, no matter what your belief is, you shouldn't have your fucking freedom of speech taken away. Freedom of speech should never be taken away from anyone. And YouTube does that. And other social networks do that. With the community guidelines, they've gone over the top. They've gone too fucking strict. They need to fucking stop that bullshit, because you can't say anything. I'll end it on this when I say, about, 3 or 4 years ago, there was this non-binary bullshit crap. Those non-binary freaks. The freaks, the weirdos, the fucking cunts, the weirdos. The stuff I couldn't even fucking say on YouTube years ago. Anyway, those things, I wouldn't even call them people because they don't deserve to be called people because they're nothing. Anyway, those things. Anyway, there was a bit Demi Lovato. Now she's back to calling herself a woman. Thanks be to God. Basically, I don't know, not bringing God into it, but at least she's normal again. Before she was like, I'm a they. A they is more than one fucking person. And a lot of people have said that, and that's true, obviously. I mean, I don't have to fucking repeat that shit. But seriously, why did it come as they? They should come as it, if that's the case. It. Because they is more than one person. What the fuck is wrong with these fucking creeps anyway? Fucking, they're mentally fucked in the head. Anyway, yeah, I was writing down on the fucking on Demi Lovato saying that's weird, and I refreshed the page. A few seconds later, gone. I wrote okay. I changed it and I wrote weird, gone. And I changed it again. I tried to write something down to say that I'm against all this, that this is strange. I wrote strange, I wrote odd, I wrote anything negative. Odd, strange, weird, delusional, or fucking, not normal, or just anything. Just try to fucking find something, even just saying, even just one word, gone. Oh, my phone fell again. But that's the thing, that's fucking taking freedom of speech away. Because they're so fucking sensitive. Because they're fucking weird. They shouldn't even exist, really, as a people. I'm not saying they shouldn't be alive. I'm saying their mentality should be, I don't know, gone. It's just fucking weird. At the very least, people should be able to say whatever they want. Obviously, YouTube is defending those fucking creeps because they're too snowflakey and they're too scared to be able to fucking say anything back. They're too fucking afraid. So YouTube's on their fucking side. But they're not on my side. YouTube's against me. YouTube hates me and people like me who actually want to speak, normally. So basically, I don't know if YouTube will ever go back to the way it was. It'll probably get worse. Because everything gets worse in this world now, doesn't it? Anyway, I don't really want to keep going on about this video. It's 25 minutes long already. But yeah, I just thought I'd say all that about cancel culture and snowflakes and all those fucking creeps who don't really deserve a place on the earth. Anyway, this is Connor Dean Smith. Okay, over now.